call the meeting to order. We will stand for the pledge.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Larry, will you give our invocation?
Yes. And Father, come today. Thank you for your day, Lord. Thank you for right now, Lord. Just ask you to bless you, this commission, Lord, and just bless them in a mighty way, Lord. We're doing a good job, and we're doing. Thank you. Lord, we just come, thank you for just being in the land of the living. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Roll call
Ms. McWilliams,
here.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Pepe,
Here.
Ms. Knowles,
Here.
Mr. Patton,
Yeah.
Ms. Arnold, not present, Ms. Holt.
Here.
He did,
Okay. You should have the minutes from the last meeting in June. Is there any corrections, additions, or anything that needs to be made to the minutes?
Just a couple that we've.
Grammatical.
The
one under special reports.
the one of the special reports, and not that it really matters, but the statement, Mr. Patton stated that the dog station pole is leaning over gardenia, it needs to be fixed. I'm assuming that means fixed. Yeah, not a big deal.
Okay. All right, with these corrections, we'll need someone to make a motion that we accept.
I'll make a motion. I'm sorry, Lori.
I move that we accept the minutes with the necessary correction.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, review of unfinished business, back to school bash.
Luma came over yesterday and we got quite a few bags filled.
Good.
There were tons and tons of stuff still left over. She went and exchanged the college rule paper for wide rule for the middle school and the elementary school, so we can fill some more bags.
Okay.
But we have a really good start to get ready for that.
Date and time.
As far as like what we want to do, we can do hot dogs, chips, and grab some drinks for 200. That's good with y'all?
It's the 19th,
Yes, ma'am.
starts at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. to 1.
Okay. And I want to add to that we are also, and we could put this out on social media, we're going to set up a table for any teachers that show up to pick up supplies, because there is a lot of supplies left over, and we've done several hundred bags. And these bags have folders, notebook paper, composition books, crayons, scissors, rulers, magic markers in the older ones, coloring pencils in the older ones, pencil sharpeners, pencils, ink pens. I mean, it has a pretty good start to anything that they would need. And then after glue sticks, even after we fixed couple hundred in each age group, elementary, middle, and high, we still have 2 grocery carts full of supplies.
Wow.
So we're going to set up a table and let any teachers that come by, and they can fill a bag with whatever they might need for their classroom.
Good.
So
And then whatever's left, we'll split, divide,
deliver it to
and
the
deliver to the schools.
Yeah. I know as a bank there, as a business, they are doing something similar to just donate to the schools in bulk. And I've already requested that I be able to participate with this event, but because the 19th, if I'm not mistaken, what day is that?
Saturday.
Saturday? Okay. Then I'll have the tent and maybe some popsicles.
Okay.
That'll be okay?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay.
I was gonna drag out what we had in the freezer. But if you're bringing, that'll be fine.
I mean, I'm thinking I can get them, do something,
Yeah.
Water Day.
That's just gonna be put a tent up at the splash pad with music and hot dogs.
What time? What day? When is Public Works doing their event?
I talked to Victoria yesterday. She said the 31st
The
of July.
31st of July?
Yeah. So
And if I'm not mistaken, that event is during the day as
during the
well.
day.
What
so
day is the
guys can
31st?
participate. On a Thursday, I think. Wednesday, Thursday. On a Thursday.
Public Works, what it is.
And then ours is the
I'll try to,
16th or 23rd.
and our water days, she says could be just splash pad, hot dogs.
Mm,
And what day were you planning on doing that?
it was either the 16th or the 23rd.
I know I was in at the last meeting, that's why I'm playing catch up.
You have 16th and last month's meeting.
Yeah, the 16th.
minutes.
Time. That's during the day too.
Yes. I would say like 10 to 2
10 to 2.
or 10 to 1.
And the 16th, and if the 19th is Saturday,
Yes.
what day is the 16th?
Saturday.
So, August 16th.
Now, unless y'all want to do that during the day on
August.
Friday,
August.
because by the 16th the kids are back at school. So
Yeah, that's good. Let's make sure I can be there.
Right, moving
People
on.
expect me in a lot of places, Philip.
I would really like to host this at Airmines. If everything's completed over there by then. I've looked at a few movies. So I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna watch, but like I said, I think I'd really like to set this up at Airmines.
I would too,
Have a night over there with
Would you?
popcorn and
especially since we're gonna have a new
Snacks.
bathroom there, right?
yeah.
Well, come on, let me check. The current, it's under construction.
Yeah, I saw
getting
that.
close to complete,
Yeah.
but I don't think we gotta do a change order to put a power to the, shelter.
Okay.
Which we intend to do, but that wasn't part of it, so we'll have to make sure there's power in the shelter.
Okay.
We may be able to run it from, the, bathrooms, but let me check on that before we set it aside.
Okay. Just power at the bathroom?
There'll be power there. Because of lights and,
Is there,
this is
is,
where we put the cameras.
does it have the back closet area?
It does, just like the rest of them.
Does it have a plug in the black closet area?
Don't know.
Because I know
Same
that
number.
one of our bathrooms did and the other one didn't. Because I could use a plug in the one at Howard Field, but there's not one at Gardenia.
I know we did put it in bigger service because we know that it's power's there now.
Uh-huh.
But in the scope of that project, it's just the bathroom power.
Yeah.
But we'll CT off of it, get it to the shelter.
Well, if there's power at the bathroom, I mean, not that I want to leave the bathroom door propped open, but there's a plug in the
There
bathroom.
should be one in the back.
Yeah, it should be one.
Should be something, yeah.
If there is, then we can use that.
Let me double check on that.
All right.
So if all that's completed, we'll do this at Airmines. If not,
What's your date plan for that?
we'll go to
September 20th.
Gardenia,
September, you said?
September 20th.
September.
Right, Parks report.
The July celebration had a huge turnout. I think went very well. There's a couple of things that I know Philip and I have talked about that we could change for next year and do better. Do you guys have any suggestions?
Sure.
on Changes.
Well, I mean, I think that was the biggest thing is that we got there way early. You know what I mean? And there wasn't a lot of spectators until it got a little cooler. It was blazing hot. You know, and I assume it'll be blazing hot every year around this time. So I would assume that maybe a 5 start load in for our food trucks, 6 to 9 event would have been sufficient. Don't y'all agree? Yeah. And I'm not sure about the band either. I mean, I like the band. I'm not
Right.
knocking the band. I enjoyed it, but by the time the band left, people started showing up.
Showing up.
Yeah. So, and the DJ, I mean, folks seem to enjoy the music we were playing.
My
So,
favorite DJ, yeah,
So-
you.
yeah.
So I've already engaged with the pyro company. So I'm meeting with them, I think, the July 21st to get that going again next year. As far as the dates, we can't do a 4th of July because those are
Yeah, I get
reserved for
that.
people that can spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So what I think I know, it can either be the 3rd, which is a Friday, which would be great, but maybe, but Murray County's probably gonna trump us on that. If not, it may be the weekend before, which is
Even the
probably
weekend before is okay, I think, Philip.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay.
one of the things on the fireworks show itself is try to build off what we did this year. I think the time wise was good, but see what else we can involve in that. And then one thing I didn't know toward the end is that we can choreograph the music through like WXRQ if they're willing
Yeah.
to, so people can hit that station, or you can have it flirting as well. And so I think that can make that. I think the show was great as far as the fireworks, but I think
I thought
it
it were
better.
too. I
So,
was impressed. There's some big ones.
yeah. And the only other thing that I think personally is condensing down to one side, everything on the one side.
I will
Yeah.
agree. There was nobody on the East Hall side.
Yeah,
It was just,
except the people that use the
Yeah.
splash pad.
yeah.
And another thing too, didn't really think about it, but now that we saw it, one thing is get rid of the lights. We try to figure out how to
Yeah.
get the lights turned off. But also we could use Gray Lane as part of that side.
Yeah.
Mhm,
There could be all kinds of activities and things going on the road itself.
Yeah.
mhm,
So we can get everybody in one area.
mhm.
So I think that's from my perspective, just looking around and see how it could be better.
Don't disagree.
But we're starting to work even this month on next year's to get that.
Did
I
we,
did
did we
ask
hear
her-
from our vendors as the truck, how?
I asked
they
that,
did
but I don't know if
okay?
I will. Have you heard?
I've talked to 2 of our vendors and they said they had a good night.
Okay,
Main Squeeze Lemonade sold out before the event was over. Miss
good.
Martha said she had a good night.
But there was just 2 instead of 3 lemonade stands. I think that
Yes.
probably helped them out some
Yes.
too. Yeah.
But before we had our event, I did talk to some of the people on Parks and Rec Board and then some of the citizens in Columbia. And they weren't going to the fireworks show in Columbia because it's so crowded. And so I invited them down here to show.
Good.
Oh, good.
I thought that the space could have been, we could have had more people in the grassy area and it would look better on pictures. But if you look around, there was people all over.
Yeah,
They just weren't in the grassy area.
they were
At the
some
doctor's
even like in the
office.
back
Yeah.
parking lot.
I have so many
By
people
the
so
end
they
of
can
the
just see it
night.
from their
Yeah.
backyards too.
Yeah.
I've heard so many customers come into the back and say, y'all did a great job. The fireworks show was
Well,
beautiful.
all those people that live down Gray Lane,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
like the Brookses, she
we
said
could, Nova,
we're coming to get food, but we're gonna sit in our pool and watch the fireworks.
Nova sat on our back
So-
deck and watched. She said it was great. Right
and there
between
were
the trees.
people over at the doctor's
Doctor's
office
The
and,
My mom
church.
and dad were one of
The
them.
I
church.
mean, the church, all of that was full of cars
Yeah.
too, watching it.
So it was a lot better than what it looked like from some of the pictures that I have of the grassy area in
Yeah.
front of the DJ booth. Because that wasn't real impressive. But I was like, no, there was a lot of people. They just weren't
Well, it's
impressed.
because they started out in the shade because it was miserable hot and
Yeah.
they didn't move.
And then they stretched out Columbia, like the fence row
Uh-huh.
where the
Yes.
high school practice field is.
I can see
Because
them
I
out
had
there.
walked down through that way to give out earplugs.
Mhm.
So they were.
Did
there
you
were
think the
people
earplugs were
stretched out.
needed? I didn't feel like it was that terrible loud.
No, I didn't either.
We didn't know what to expect though ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you would have been fine without them.
It was
I think we
loud,
could
though.
have them available for
Yeah, it
like
didn't
the
drown
little
out the
kids in
music.
case they.
Most of them bring little ones. They bring.
There
their
were some moms that were like, "Oh, thank you, we forgot
Yeah.
our headphones."
That's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought it went very well.
I did too.
Because he spread it out so much, it was hard for
Yeah.
Philip to try to get a count of
Yeah.
approximately how many people actually attended.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I was struggling with it.
And even the people on Iris Drive were on their porch watching it too. All of them were.
Nova had Brooklyn and Madison at our house on the back deck watching. Like I
Yeah.
said, so I know that the city was watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if they weren't physically over
That's
there,
the
they
thing.
were still.
I've heard a lot of rave reviews about the actual show. I appreciate
So
it.
there's definitely some things that we can change and do better next year. So we live and learn, and we
First
try
one,
to
that was
improve
good.
on
Mhm.
each. Try to get better with each event.
Actually,
Yeah, you almost burnt downtown.
down,
for-
down, down.
Yeah, I do recall that.
Thought we were gonna have a job on Monday, but yeah.
But thank you, Philip, and thank you, Alicia, for
Yes.
spearheading.
I'm very appreciative. It was
I will
great.
be-
Thank
Continue.
y'all for showing up and helping and participating.
Yeah, it was a great volunteer turnout. I
Yeah.
will say for all the events we've had, it was probably the most volunteer.
We were hugging that air conditioning.
We
all
was.
week.
We might all been inside. We was all there.
It was a great turnout.
All right, city manager report.
Yes, ma'am. So I talked a little bit about Arrow Mines, still in progress. I think the power is in, the structure's up, it's been painted, so I don't think it'd be much longer on that.
Okay.
We will probably do some grade work ourselves at the city on that, which is fine. And then I will ensure that we get power over to the shelter as well. A couple updates. We did make it to the second round of the Healthy Built grant. I should know by July 16th if we get that or not.
Okay.
Awesome.
That is
So,
awesome.
which kind of leads me to my next point. And I'm so grateful. The only reason we could even get that in is because of the strategic plan you did back in 23 through 27 and mitigation for getting it out of that drainage way.
Yeah.
That's the only way that we probably even made it second round. With that being said, I think, and I mentioned it last month, that we've got to get back to that strategic planning, master
Mhm.
plan. So I reached out, I found it today, and I did send it the email. I told you last month I was going to send it. It took me 30 days to send the email. But I think Daniel Jackson is our consultant for Middle Tennessee. I sent him an email asking him to point me in the right direction. If not, so maybe in the near future, once I meet with him, we can have some sessions about updating that strategic plan with community input,
Mhm.
things of that nature, to build it over the next few years.
Yeah.
Because as you know, we have a lot of interest and a lot of growth in our community, and a lot of things have been approved, and still things are coming. So if we can get a 5 to 10 year strategic plan with things that the community wants, maybe with the increase in revenues coming in, we'll be able to have
Mhm.
that ready to go.
I
And with
agree
the changes
100%.
coming to like the library and the new
Mhm.
softball field, that's gonna just add to some of the things that, will benefit us.
Yeah. I think it's a wonderful idea that we're doing with the Howard Field area. I can't wait to see that come to fruition.
And just two more things. The community center is still in the design phase. We probably would be bidding that out some part late summer. Again, they've got to record the grant. It's a year project's got to be closed out by October. So I think we're still on the timeline. I know we've got some invoices in we paid for the design phase. So you'll be seeing that being bid out probably in the next 30 to 60 days. And then
I was going to ask, what was the seniors' plan for this construction? What were they going to take a hiatus or?
that we don't know. And I'll be the first one to say I don't know. But that's one of the conversations we got to start having with Boys and Girls Club,
Yeah.
the seniors. We got to try to help them find a place to be, because when the roof comes off, there's nothing going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There may be some moves and shuffling around, but there will be points in time where it's just not safe for anybody to be in the
I
building.
agree. That's why I was considering what was
Well,
going
as
to
far
be.
as the roof is concerned, the middle part is not affected.
Still, though, we got construction going on,
Yeah.
and we probably
On both hall sides first, all
yeah.
the time.
So
Yeah.
we got to figure that out for
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club and them, because that's what use it the most. But
Yeah.
even as far as rentals, I know if you're still renting, but there's a caveat that may be canceled due to the construction.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure it's safe. And the last thing I had, the Boys and Girls Club that donated that canopy, it's up. They actually put it up during the event.
They did. I
Yeah.
saw it.
Oh,
Yeah.
they said
It
they'll
was
come
out
back
there
Monday.
1 second it was.
Yeah, so it looks really good. And again, I can't say enough. I appreciate the Boys and Girls Club. They can
There
allow
were
us.
several people that had commented on it, about it being up, and they
It's a nice
appreciated
addition.
the new addition, the new shade spot.
It's wonderful. Because it's blazing hot out there too.
Yes.
And that little tree area there by the sidewalk, that's a coveted area, baby.
It was the other day.
People get there early for that.
All right, barbecue festival.
Philip and I are meeting with Miss Jackie on Friday to discuss discuss the festival and try to work out a schedule and get things really started going on that. We have several months of planning left, but I think with her on our
Third Saturday in October still?
Mm-hmm.
Third Saturday in October, and soon, because I know there was discussion of getting away from the barbecue competition. With Miss Jackie getting back in it, are we going to be doing the hometown barbecue cook-off again?
Yeah.
still?
So I think where we're at, and I don't have notes in front of me, and I apologize if I missed something. We've kind of defined the area. So from the red light back, down to probably the grill, and using all of City Hall instead of taking the whole square. I know they're working on trying to get music, and I don't know what that is yet, and putting the stage up. Also, we've already started the vendor list and try to get them out there if they're interested in coming. Those kind of things. Let me know what else I'm missing.
We've worked on the applications and just getting
Have we got them out yet?
advertisement.
Have we got the
Costume.
applications out yet,
No.
folks? So we need to get those out pretty soon.
Yeah.
costume contest still part of it? Are
Mhm.
we considering staying to our old agenda?
Yes. Because I went through several of the books that were left by Haverly, and you know, that was one of the main parts of it. You know, I just kind of went based
It was
off
huge. People were wanting us to do something with it at the Haunted Trail, was the reason why I was
of,
asking.
yeah,
If we're
based
gonna-
off of previous years, you know,
Mhm.
setup. That's just kind of how I based
Okay.
what.
You know, Miss Donna would be
Plan is
glad
for-
to assist with, advice,
So
certain of it.
the Friday night theme, who's trying to think of things, that's actually homecoming
Mhm.
this year. So we're going to incorporate
No, it's senior night.
senior night.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to incorporate the senior night and
Do pep rally.
Uh-huh.
And then-
Downtown,
Mm-hmm. Try to have the game put up on the big screen.
did we not do that with the, one year when we had the dance that they all did, the Get Up dancers, and this high school came and filmed it, and it was like
Yeah.
a community. One year at the barbecue festival, we did the Get Up challenge, and the high
I
school
think
filmed it.
so. Yeah.
And that was a great Friday night turnout, probably the best I remember us having with the high school involved.
I think so. I've spoken with the cheerleaders.
Yes.
They can get here, and as long as they have time to get back before everything starts over there,
Yeah.
they can do like a small little
Okay.
pep rally before game time.
and that was another thing on that was trying to every home football game. I think that they try to get community to feed or certain people. I think it's a good opportunity for City of Mount Pleasant. If we can get Kip to bring them over here to feed them, so it may bring parents in, and that be our sponsorship to them to
Mhm.
get some people on that Friday night, because a lot of people be there. But if we're showing the game and get them here first, maybe that'll be not trying to compete with them, but try to incorporate.
Yeah. Because this is really important to me because, you know, we do the football toss at senior night usually
Mhm.
at the high school, you know, and because that's a pretty, you know, we give away money we let the two teams compete against each
Yeah.
other, and the principals compete for money, and I want to make sure I don't do them both the same day.
And I apologize, I have to go and leave a little early.
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing is we're putting together the core of it, and hopefully by the next meeting we have the core of everything
Some
that we're
kind of
doing.
agenda laid out,
Yeah.
And then we'll set and go, okay, how can we make this better, and build on it from there to get it going.
ready
Add
for
the
it.
details.
Add the details, but have the layout of everything. So we did with the fireworks. We had it laid out. We used the PowerPoint for 3 months there, and we build off of it every
Mhm.
month.
Mhm.
So I think that's kind of the goal. Now I think starting in August, we bring everybody back together and go, okay, how do we make this better and successful?
Can you think maybe you can get Jackie to come to that meeting? Maybe?
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
she'll
I-
come. She'll
Mm.
come.
All right, haunted trails.
That's the following weekend on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set up at the center starting at 2. Everyone should be set up by 4. For when the kids start to come, we'll do the chili cook-off again. Do you want to do another costume contest at this,
Well,
or
that
just
was, I think
leave it at the barbecue festival?
I think since we're doing both events as a group, I say we pick one.
Okay.
You know, and as long as we have it, I think it was great. But if they weren't going to have it at the festival anymore, you know, because
Right.
for a while there was considered we weren't going to have it. You know?
Yes.
So I'm okay with it being back, but I just know they want it.
So we can do the chili cook-off and and then do as we normally do. Just have our our businesses set up around the trail, handing out candy.
Playing scary music.
Yeah, playing scary music.
I'm ready.
I'm sure you are. He was scared last year.
That was fun. That's my favorite holiday.
All right, I have one thing here where it's just under for comments, and Philip is working on this. I had a phone call wanting to know about the possibility of putting up a picnic shelter at the Clark Mini Park. My question was, I'm not sure even what the park boundaries are at the
Not
Clark Mini
either.
Park. So that's where we are. He's looking up,
Okay.
because I want to make sure, we don't want to build a shelter if it's, make sure it's on city property.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure that we have enough room there to put a picnic shelter.
Yeah, it's kind of limited space there unless we ask, you know, Chris and Stephanie if we can, you know, use their backyard to the hedgerow.
But that's where we are with that. So, you know, like I said, if somebody calls, I'll do due diligence to find out my,
Yeah.
you know, information, but I couldn't tell them yay or nay that we could or couldn't because I'm not sure where the boundaries are.
How's the, I mean, I haven't been by Clark Mini Park in a long time. How's the, glass situation on the
They
concrete?
still have to clean it up
Yeah,
I mean,
they still.
every few days. Yeah.
That's what makes it, and that's my fear for the shelter too.
Right.
Just saying.
But
I
I
don't want to
didn't,
deny anybody over there opportunity to have nice things. So I worked in that park daily because I thought it was a nice little area. It's
'Cause I know
shady,
if-
it's great.
If we told them we were wanting to have a movie night over there right now, they would have to go clean the pad.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
but
Very
I didn't want
frustrating.
to say, hey, yeah, that's a good idea if there wasn't enough room
Yeah,
in the boundaries of the actual park to put it.
I'm almost certain I mean, because the little trees that are grown up on three sides of it, pretty adjacent to like the little apartments on that side, Chris and Stephanie on that side, and there's another house on the front. I think you're pretty much
That's
the
probably
boundary
the
line.
like the boundary line. I mean, you
Could
might
be.
get access a couple more feet on either end.
Well, and I wondered if there wasn't room for a shelter, that maybe some picnic tables
Yes,
might.
there was always supposed to be some picnic tables there and a garbage can. Because that was what I thought. If there was a garbage can, maybe there wouldn't be so much broke glass there. There'd be a place to throw it. You know,
Right.
I know there's a couple of benches, but
there is one bench that's there. There was one bench there, and the power line going from the pole. You know, it's still a little frayed. Last time we were out there, it's still frayed. You know. 'Cause
So anyways, he's in the process of pulling that boundary, and then we'll go out there and take a look and
yeah,
make sure of what actually is city park property and the mini park. And, you know, even with the name, you know, the mini park,
Mhm.
it's small,
it is a little.
and see what some possibilities are there. So I just wanted to bring that up and get that in our minutes so, you know, they would actually know that we are working on it. All right, any other comments?
Mary Lee's here.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't hear any comments on Juneteenth. I wanted to elaborate on how we went.
I personally
Oh.
wasn't very involved in Juneteenth this year, and I apologize for that because I was unable to walk very much.
I think we had that in the last meeting. Didn't
But
we?
my experience
Oh, I
with
was
this,
ready to go. That was before it. Sorry.
my experience,
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I completely overlooked that, thinking that it was part of last month's meeting.
I know that I was very grateful that Victoria and Victoria were there because Victoria too stood in my spot in the
Yes.
water slide receiving pond and tried to control the children. It's a difficult job. Somebody got to do it or everybody get hurt.
There is a write-up in the
Yeah, I saw that. It was nice.
It's
in
a
the
good write-up.
thing
Yeah,
about
it
the
was very nice.
Juneteenth and the presentation for
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
I got him.
Now,
Yeah, you
because I
got-
couldn't walk around much, I don't know how the events took place over at the pavilion. So I was gonna say at the water
I
slide
think those
side.
turned out pretty
They
good.
were really, really
Bingo
nice.
was a
Everybody
hit.
had fun. Everybody wanted to play, young and old, and the Pattons won all the gifts.
Larry.
The basketball turned out
Yeah.
good.
I saw kids playing basketball.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Todd Stewart was our male winner. He outshined the younger kid.
He
Did he
did.
really?
Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
Kind of wish I
Yes,
could have
he
played
He
did.
did.
next year. Next year, man, I'll be there.
But,
Miss
but
Katrina was out there with me on
Victoria
that
won't
one.
let me play probably though, because that's how I hurt myself originally.
but we've started working on vendors for next year,
Good.
so
Good deal.
everything won't be on you.
Okay.
We failed you.
I love the day. I love our event. I think it's come a long way since our very first one. When all we had was the water slide. That's it.
Yeah, and if you think about next year, Juneteenth is on a Friday,
That's good too.
so you know, like
Thanks for a 3-day weekend.
Miss Granberry tried to do once before. She had the Juneteenth celebration on that Friday, and all the kids and everything came, and then we had a community fun day on Saturday, and we had music.
Did y'all need a DJ?
So, hey,
I'm
Mr.
glad to.
DJ.
That's all, yeah.
Okay.
I think you probably need to try to incorporate a speaker in there and try to give a little bit of a lecture on the history of Juneteenth.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's needed.
I mean,
I got it.
I wouldn't be able to do it now.
Yeah, yeah. But Parker can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Or either James. One of them can do it. We'll work
So if you have a DJ booth there, they have a microphone to talk out of.
And you will have a cape. And whoever's gonna direct.
Huh?
You're gonna be directing him what to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, just piggybacking what Mr. Patton said, I think he is correct. A lot of people need to learn about the date itself and what it stands for, and not the park, because most of us know how the park came about.
Uh-huh.
But what's most important is, what is this celebration about? Why are we here today?
That's right.
Right.
And a lot of kids.
A lot of kids don't know. Of all colors, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I get asked when so what is it, by
Mhm.
people of all colors?
Mhm.
So I think it'd be a needed.
Could you do something in conjunction with the schools and have like a competition for kids to write essays?
Wow,
And the
that's a
winning
good idea
kids
too.
stand up and read their
Idea.
essays?
We could probably do it with the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
That's a
Because
great
school will
idea.
be out
Mm.
by then.
Gets kids involved in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing was, oh, shoot, I forgot it. Never mind. I forgot it.
Well, if we think of it next month, we can add it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it to your buggy at Walmart.
All
Put
right,
it in
put
there.
it in there. It'll be all right.
Oh, this what it was. I had talked to Philip, and we have different cultures here now.
Mhm.
Everybody's filling in, and somehow or another, we need to recognize our Hispanic community and do something for them.
I
I
can't agree
can't
more.
talk
I
to them
love
because I don't know
inclusion.
what to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're saying to me. They don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I would love to do something for them.
A lot of Hispanic customers.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
That live here?
Yes, they do. Guess I'm working on my house right now.
Alicia be getting in touch with you.
All right.
Be glad to help out with that.
Anything else?
Miss Mary Lee Mashevsky's here with us today. Hi, Mary. Okay. Mary Lee's with Columbia Rec and Rotary and stuff.
Yeah.
Was with Columbia Parks and Rec, now president of Columbia Rotary, correct?
Okay.
I finish up tomorrow night, so
So
turn over the
Yeah.
reins to someone else.
with Mary Lee invited me to see the Beehive ribbon cutting at Yanali Park in Columbia.
Mhm.
If y'all haven't been,
I've been.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. It was great.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful area out there. And it's a great park. The walking track is nice and
Mhm.
doesn't have a whole lot of elevation changes, so I can do that pretty regular.
It's
We like to
pretty
go
good
out-
for hiking.
We go out there pretty regular, Victoria and I. It's a nice park to walk.
And you with Rotary?
I'm with the Columbia Breakfast Rotary Club.
I need to talk to you.
I'm retired. I live here in Mount Pleasant,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of trying to get rid of some of my responsibilities in Rotary. And I thought, and Trevor and I were talking, and he encouraged me to start getting more involved. And I have to get more involved in the city. So,
So,
Okay.
Mary Lee Mashevsky, Mount Pleasant Parks and Rec Board.
All right. That's part of your interview process.
Oh,
Familiar? So anyway, it sounds like you got great things happening, and I'm really excited about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Good job.
All right, anything else?
I don't.
If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that
I'll second that.
You don't even let me finish, Lord.
I'm sorry, Dan, for the air conditioner rolling in here. I'm freezing.